Hello everyone, this is Enzo Eigen in the Alliance for Loki, and this is Season 26, War 2. Unfortunately, War 1, my iPad did not record, so I lost some really fun fights, and one really close fight too. This war is not nearly as exciting. So I'm on path for both fights, and this is the first opponent. It's a Black Widow Clairvoyant. This is on a Fury node where she gains Furies, I gain weaknesses. Really a very simple node, and I don't have too much to worry about this. We're going against SAS, which is a really cool alliance. Has two of my best friends in the world, Dreamin and Coop in it. Unfortunately, they're in BG2, I'm in BG3, so I actually don't get to fight directly against them, nor do I get to have them tortured by my defenders. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but so it is. C'est la vie. This fight, I'm just trying to super control the power. Basically, my two goals are, one, not to have her ever throw a special, and two, not to have her throw a heavy, because she'll gain a lot of power from the heavy, since the Vision's immune from bleed and poison. And so I'm just basically doing my best to control power, and it's a very straightforward fight. I'm taking sort of the joined like mini boss of this path, which is the next fight, and it's Magneto. And I'm going in with Captain America Infinity War. Captain America Infinity War is great. He is of course not metal, even though he has big metal plates on his arm. I guess there's some type of special metal that is not magnetized. And I do fight a lot against Magneto with him. And so same thing, the stand-up Fury. Heavy Hitter's interesting here because I was sort of curious if it was a passive or a buff, the Unstoppable that he procs from throwing his heavy. And if it was that buff, then I could of course neutralize it, but I quickly see that it's not. But you can parry him, so it's really not any big worries this fight. Just parry him and keep on hitting. The other tricky thing is this power alternator, and power alternator means that there's that 15-second gray timer you see right above him, and every 15 seconds, if I have more power than him, he gets to have my power. So it's a little annoying, but here you see I throw my SP1 right before it expires. I mean, the bleed actually is terrible because he's immune to bleed, or mostly immune to bleed, and all that does is give him all this willpower healing. So you can see he's getting a lot of willpower healing. I am putting on Petrifies because of my synergy with Vision, and I was a little bit curious if my Petrifies would reduce him if he got the power gain. I actually forgot to look in the last 15 seconds, or maybe it's only happened once. But it's funny, he plays really conservative, and then right before the timer ends, he seems like he then throws a special, and I'm helpless. Just have to sit there and block it, and he gets all that power again. So I'm right back in the same state, just trying to bait it out. Of course, he throws it, and now I really want to make sure I get off my special before it comes around again, and there it is, and I get it, and again, he gets all the willpower from the bleeds, and that's sort of annoying, but the despair actually helps a lot because it's funny. It's like I put on all the debuffs, which reduce him because of the petrify, but then on the other hand, he's healing, so it's all a weird interaction of debuffs and buffs. But anyway, this fight is straightforward. This is actually really not too much to worry about, and I finished with a lot of my health. I think I lost 1%. And again, it's a pretty easy fight. Not quite sure. I feel like there's better and harder placements for Magneto, so it's really just a diversity play there. But anyway, that's my evening fights, and now I'm going to do path 4 in the morning, and so I go to sleep. I really don't have to worry about anything because I'm not helping with any of the mini bosses, or I don't have any pre-fights. I'm just doing my lane. So this fight I've done a lot, many times. Nick Fury against Mr. Fantastic. This is the interesting node where if I have more than 3 debuffs on me, he goes unblockable, and vice versa. If I purify a debuff, I go unblockable. I actually have an invulnerability boost that's about to expire, so I don't really need it, but I throw it on because why not? I might as well use it as opposed to selling it for 500 gold, and so off we go. I've noticed this before in the past in this fight. There's something strange to me, and we'll get a chance to see it. And so this fight's just going along. It's fine. Putting on a bunch of bleeds. Really want to get to my SP1. Here, I only have 2 debuffs on me. Now I have 3. Okay, now I'm unblockable. That makes sense. So I'm just going to sort of wait for a little bit and wait till they fall off. But he's still unblockable. It's very strange, and I have no idea why. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense because I thought I had to have 3 on me, but I only had 1, and so I wait till that fades off. But maybe you have to wait until, like, if you have 3 debuffs, then they all fade off before his unblockable stops, and so I need to take a look at that node. And so now here comes a very sort of interesting, like just very great feature with Nick Fury. When I throw my SP1, I get the one debuff, but then I immediately purify it because that's what a special 1 does. Well, actually, anytime you knock him down, he purifies it. So it's crazy. So I just am continually unblockable every time I throw my SP1, which is very, very powerful. And yeah, so that fight's over quick and easy. And so the next fight is one I'm always a little bit worried about, but I've done it enough that I feel really comfortable with it. So the trick with this fight, same node, where the more debuffs, if he has 3 or more, he goes unblockable. And of course, he's putting on these plasma charges, and they come on pretty quick once he reaches 10 charges. And so, you know, I just have to be really careful, and they don't really dissipate unless he plasma detonates, which can take quite a while. So I just want to make sure that he's not putting any of those plasma charges on me. If I crit, that means he has an extra chance of gaining a plasma charge. The only really good thing about this fight, well, many good things, it's fun and it's interesting, but one of the good things is that when he throws his heavy, and you're often baiting out heavies, he actually uses 2 of his plasma charges. It does give him a prowess, and it would proc feedback if he hit me, but that's actually helps me a lot because, you know, it keeps his plasma charges under control. The other thing is every time I power drain him, he loses all of his charges as well. So again, a very good vision fight, taking a fair bit of block damage because of course I'm just baiting the heavy. You know, I probably should reparry, but I mean it's so straightforward. I might as well just go ahead and just deal with the block damage as opposed to trying anything too challenging. And so fight's totally under control, not worried at all. Trying to keep him away from his specials just because, of course, if he throws at SP1, he gets sort of an extra charge that really helps him build up his plasma charges, and so I don't really want him to deal with that. So, you know, sort of just taking my time, watching the bar, really careful I don't get to an SP3 because, again, I don't like the SP3 of vision. It just doesn't do a lot of power draining. I really want to get the SP2s off as much as possible because that totally locks him down from power. But, you know, you have a nice little intercept there to finish the fight, and that's it. And so, yeah, very easy, straightforward. 4 fights. Oh, the last word, such cooler fights. I wish I'd recorded it, but yeah, the iPad, it just doesn't always record, which is really frustrating. So that's the end of this war. They did really well. They crushed us. We had, I think, 11 deaths total. I can't remember where they finished with. I'll have to look at the final results, but they won. Well done, Coop and Dreamsicle. Is glad Dreamin had his revenge. I'm sure that'll make him feel happy, and always happy for Coop because, yeah, he loves war and yeah, he's just a really good player too. So at this point, we're down 2-11, and I don't know if it got worse or better, but hopefully, I guess it could only get worse for us. And so, or better, maybe they died a bunch, maybe they died 5 more times. But that was War 2, and yeah, so the season's not off to a great start. We've lost our first 2 wars, and yeah, we need to get back on track and do better. So hopefully our next war is a victory, and hopefully my iPad records and I can bring that to you. So hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you again in another war video very soon. Bye-bye.